Hello, I'm the Gaming Nerd, a dev with over 35,000 hours beating games. Here, I help you decide whether a game's worth your time and money. So whether you're holding the controller or hovering over that buy button, today's question is simple. Should you press start on Neon Inferno? In today's crosshairs is a neon-drenched, pixel-pounding ride through chaos. And trust me, this one feels like a love letter to the games that raised us. Let's dive in. You ever boot something up and feel your childhood punch you in the chest? That was me 5 minutes into Neon Inferno. It's like Blade Runner met Streets of Rage in a dirty back alley, traded cigarettes and decided to make a baby. A side-scroller that feels ripped from the 90s but shot through a 4K filter of pure adrenaline. And yet, under all that glow, there's something smarter going on. Something that made me stop mid-fight and go, damn, that's actually clever. Because Neon Inferno doesn't just rehash the old, it reframes it. But before I tell you how, let's talk about why it hooked me so hard from the first frame. Now, I've played more side-scrollers than I've had hot dinners, and I still hold some of the classics dear to my heart. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time, Streets of Rage, you name it. I've also worked behind the camera cutting trailers for modern shooters, so I'm obsessed with flow. When a game feels right, I notice it instantly. And Neon Inferno, it doesn't just feel right, it feels alive. The first thing that hit me was the foreground and background switching. You're not just moving left and right, you're literally flipping between planes mid-fight. Picture this, a sniper's taking pot shots in the back layer, and with one button, you roll across through a barrage of glowing bullets, drop into bullet time and deflect their shot straight back through the screen. That moment, when you hear that sound crackle like an old CRT, that's the stuff that makes you grin like an idiot. The bullet time mechanic isn't some gimmick either, it gives you a second to breathe, aim and style your kills. Feels slick, feels earned, and it's satisfying as hell. Then there's the visual tone. Every frame could be a poster. The colour palette screams 80s future punk, pinks, blues, smoke and synth. It's got this perfect balance of grime and glamour, like a Blade Runner after 5 Red Bulls. The combat? Tight. Weapons hit with weight. Enemies pop in a shower of neon sparks. Even dodging feels like a statement. Smooth animation, precise timing, and a controller response that just sings. And yeah, it runs at about 450 frames per second, which is ridiculous, and yet completely right. It's like your PC's flexing just to show it can. But here's where I really fell for it, the nostalgia. It's the same energy I felt as a kid smashing buttons with my mates on the Mega Drive, except this time the lighting's better, the sound design's sharper, and you're old enough to appreciate how damn well it's been put together. But not everything burns clean in Neon Inferno. Some things do spark out. Let's talk about that target lock, or should I say, lack of one. When you're switching layers from foreground to background, your aim sometimes resets unless you dodge first. And mid-fight, that's the last thing you want to do. It's like trying to juggle chainsaws while the game slaps one out of your hand. Now, normally I'd laugh that off, but in this game, where precision matters, it's a bit of a buzzkill. Then there's the checkpoint spacing. Some levels have gaps so big, you'll be muttering, no fucking way I'm doing that again. I get it, side-scrollers have roots in punishing level design, but there's a line between challenge and cheeky. A few times I felt I crossed it. I was playing on medium, and honestly, it felt a bit more like brutal. Don't get me wrong, the difficulty is fair. Patterns make sense, timing matters. But some encounters just hit harder than they needed to in a way, especially when you're still learning the mechanics. And yet, even when I was getting stomped, I couldn't stay mad. Every death taught me something new, every retry felt earned. But it did make me think, for all this style and substance, how well does it respect your time? Let's talk value, because that's the real question for anyone watching this. At around $20, Neon Inferno isn't pretending to be a 60-hour epic. It's a weekend thrill, the kind of game you sink into on a rainy night with a cold drink and a bit of nostalgia in your chest. Each level might take you 3 minutes on paper, but in reality, You'll be there 20, maybe 25 minutes, grinding through patterns, getting that rhythm right, and that's not a bad thing. It's old school satisfaction, the kind that comes from earning your victory, not buying it. But I'll be honest, replayability isn't massive. Unless you're obsessed with this kind of genre, this is more of a play it once, beat it, and smile knowing you did experience. And that's fine, because not every game has to be endless. Some just need to hit hard and leave a mark. The co-op's a treat too. If you've got someone who can handle the heat, I tried it with my son, but yeah, it's a bit too spicy for his little hands. But still, I can easily picture two mates on a couch losing hours to this thing, yelling, laughing, throwing controllers, the good kind of chaos. So sure, the checkpoints bite, the targeting's flaky, but when the game hits its stride, it feels really special. Which leads me to this. Can Neon Inferno really stand out in a sea of pixel games? Hell yes, and here's why. Pixel games are everywhere, but few of them have soul. This one does. It's fast, it's stylish, and it never apologises for being what it is. A full throttle, side-scrolling, nostalgia-fueled ride through neon-lit madness. It's not trying to be deep, it's trying to be fun. And fun wins every damn time. For me, Neon Inferno gets the insert coin verdict. It's worth the $20, worth the weekend, worth the grin you'll have when you pull off a perfect bullet time dodge and send a rocket right back through a crowd of goons. It's the kind of game you don't just play, you remember. A reminder that flashy graphics and ray tracing don't make great games. Feel does. And Neon Inferno gets that right. So yeah, indie devs, they've still got tricks up their sleeves. Neon Inferno proves it. If you're craving something short, punchy and drenched in style, this is your weekend sorted. If you value honest takes just like this one, stick around guys. Like, sub, or don't, no pressure. I'm just glad you watched to the end of the video. And just remember, realistic graphics might age, but good fucking fun never does.